Welcome, my brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, to the real world with Elder George. Just a reminder that in order to have a happy, healthy, and harmonious human environment requires spiritual awareness, gender understanding, and family focus. In recent videos, I discussed the increase in our population, prison population, and the breakdown of our family structure brought about by the institutionalizing of the welfare system. Since the enactment of that legislation, we have seen unwed motherhood rise in every ethnic and religious category. This unwed mother is treated as though it were a badge. The term unwed mother is treated as though it were a badge. It's mentioned everywhere today. But it is a detriment to society. Did you know that the number one source of gang members are unwed mothers? And the second source, a little further down the line, are broken families. So that shows you the importance of family in maintaining a stable society. We don't want gang membership to grow. Welfare paid women to be unwed mothers. It paid them, right? And gave them all kinds of perks. Can you imagine a society in which government pays women to be unwed mothers? Did you hear any religious leaders of any religion anywhere speak out about that problem? I didn't. How sad that is. Now contrast that with the Indonesian parliament, which at this time has a bill before it making premarital sex a crime. I'm going to read you again an excerpt from the re-enslavement of the African American pertaining to the influence of fathers at home. Fathers at home. Statistics indicate that when fathers are at home, the school dropout rate is cut in half. Teenage pregnancy rate is cut in half. Truancy decreases. Academic performance increases. On-time graduation increases, and juvenile delinquency decreases. These statistics hold true regardless of class sizes, teacher salaries, and educational facilities. That's a pretty big plus for having fathers at home. Maybe that's the reason the Indonesian parliament has that bill before it making premarital sex against the law. They don't want to have unwed mothers and broken families in their country. They want children to grow up in a happy, healthy, harmonious environment. When there are mothers and fathers at home, it's called family. When there are no fathers at home, it's called hardship. The United States government policy deters the creation of family and fosters the creation of hardship. We don't need men anymore, is the new slogan today. And also, there's no right and wrong. Well, of course there's no right and wrong. Men make right and wrong. So we got rid of men, we got rid of right and wrong. Now we just have legal and illegal. Right? The first issue to be addressed as a result of the breakdown of the family is the breakdown of the mental, physical, and emotional condition of the American woman, of the Western woman. Folks, right now, female cirrhosis of the liver is at an all-time high. Right now, female lung cancer is at an all-time high. Right now, sexually transmitted diseases are approaching an all-time high. Right now, female depression is at an all-time high. Right now, female suicide rate is at an all-time high. Isn't that something that you would classify as a national disaster? On top of that, the number one symptom of cancer is breast cancer. Are the women nervous about this? No. Are they upset? No. They're liberated. They're not concerned at all. What do you think the effect is on their children of these failing mothers? We will have a separate video on that, maybe a couple of videos. So, since the mental, physical, and emotional health of women is at an all-time high, it might reflect on why spiritual scriptures of all different religions all around the world call for men to take care of women. But we don't need men anymore. We have addressed this issue that we live in a society that does not foster family development and are paying a severe price for it. I ask that first of all, men have to stand up and do something about this. That's what the scriptures say, and that's what men need to do. Now, in my podcasts, I don't call this a podcast, this is a video. In my podcasts, number 11 and 12, I put a lot of emphasis on forming a men's group. And the men's group would be called the Rebuilders, and they will rebuild on the old foundations. I ask that you look through my links for podcasts 11 and 12. They're not out yet, but they should be coming out about the time that this video comes out. In the interim, I wrote an in-depth essay about this subject, which you can find by going to my website, mensaction.net, and under the About Us tab, you will find an essay index. And if you look under the essay index, under the letter F, you will find an essay titled Family, the Core of Human Civilization. Family, the Core of Human Civilization. I ask that you read that over and familiarize yourself with it, because it sheds a lot of light on today's talk. In the interim, remember, working together, we will survive. Farewell. Dear viewer and or listener, an important part of our message consists of an explanation of the principle of gender, which I have incorporated into my 2 books. My first book, Dear Brothers and Sisters, explains gender differences and the realization that they are part of a universal principle. My second book, A Gender Handbook for Western Man, is not really a handbook, but it does explain gender in a more technical manner which I felt was more receptive to the Western understanding or the Western mind. Both books can be obtained quickly from Amazon.com or Barnes & Nobles. I hope that you invest in both of these books and increase your awareness and understanding of the principle of gender and its effect in your life. Thank you.